Yes, sir. You already know what time it is.
Oh, yes.
I am Matt P.
And I'm Jeremy Chase.
And I'm over here trying to get my mic right. But we hope y'all are doing good so far.
Oh, yeah.
We are just a few days into the month of February.
Now, you know what that means.
Black History Month.
Yes, sir. It is our history. It is our time.
It's always our time. Let's just go ahead and clarify that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not saying that it's always all about us. It ain't. You know, we're a very accepting people.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, man.
But at the same time, we're gonna have our shine.
Oh yeah, man. Like, this is just a time to really just celebrate who we are. You know, what we've contributed. You know, just to put a reminder in our head that we matter. You know, because we've seen a whole lot of examples of why people think we don't matter. But really, man, like, if you really do your research, if it wasn't for us, like black people, like, a lot of stuff wouldn't have been created, you know? So,
true enough.
I'm telling you, that's why black history, it's important, man. It is very important. So that's why today we're going to talk about what it means for us to be black. And that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
For me, it really, like, I grew up, like, you know, in mostly white areas. You know, I had white friends. I grew up, you know, in just a predominantly white school as well. And at that age, I didn't see, you know, black, you know. I wasn't conscious of, you know, who's black, who's white, until I learned about slavery. After that day, I think I even told this story on the podcast. Like, after that day, it just came into a realization of, like, there's really separation, you know, between black race and, you know, white race and everybody else. And for me as a child, like, that, it really made me look at, you know, it's sort of like how I think even my parents were like just trying to protect me and let me form my own ideas. So they weren't the ones to teach me about slavery. They weren't the ones to, you know, teach me about, you know, the traumatic part of our history. You know, they taught me all the good stuff. But as far as, you know, the backlash we receive and all of that, you know, I didn't get that. But when I learned about slavery, I was like, people didn't like us for no reason. And so for me, I had to define what it meant to me. And one thing it does mean for me to be black is, one, that I matter. And just culturally, man, like, black culture is so amazing. Like, the music we produce, the art we create, the creativity of black people, man. Like, I zone in on that. That is one of the biggest things I draw from being black. I'm not saying that, you know, other races or other cultures can't do what we do, but we do it a specific type of way, man. And it just takes effect for me, you know, and even as a black creator, as we do this podcast and other stuff, like, it just means so much that, you know, we're able to do this. Because there were times where, you know, we weren't allowed on TV. We weren't allowed to even have speaking parts. Like, we were always servants or, you know, played some stereotypical role. But to be able to see, you know, black superheroes now, like, to be able to see people, you know, acting in predominantly good roles, like, it's special, man. But for me, being black, it feels empowering now. It doesn't feel like it's a curse. At times, you know, it does feel like, you know, why is this happening to us? But I believe it's a privilege to be black, man. Like, it's a special thing. I'm thankful that, you know, I'm black. Like, I love being black. You know, I love my black skin, my black sisters, you know, like all of it, man. But yeah, man, like that's mainly what it means to me, but we'll go into it a little bit later as well. What's your thoughts, bro?
Well, just piggybacking off of what you were saying, the art we create, you know, it's very influential. Like, you know, there's no artists that are as influential as black artists. It's all through history. Like, you can hear the influence that we have, that black artists have on different genres. Like, the genre, it's crazy. Like, you hear it in pop, you hear it in country, you hear it in jazz, like,
oh yeah, man,
in gospel. Like, black artists are highly imitated, but never duplicated.
Yeah,
although they've tried. You know how we look, you know, the builds, the you know, our features, like I said, imitated, poorly duplicated.
Yeah, I've seen some poor versions of what we've created. But,
you know, I mean, and I'm under no illusions. Like, you know, there's good and there's bad. You know, I mean, it's not all good. I mean, it is all good at the same time, but it isn't. I like to call out the bull when I see it. You know, a lot of the stuff we put out there, it ain't always good.
No. As
influential that we are, you know, there is a lot of trash that we put out too at the same time. So you know, you got to take the good with the bad.
Oh yeah, and we embraced it too.
Yeah,
like, we all grew up on some ratchet music.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah, man. You know.
You know, at the same time, you know, even though it doesn't get as much as attention as it should, you know, we have a lot of people that are doing a lot of positive stuff out here. We have black inventors, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not always about the acting, sports, and music.
No,
you know,
we're more than that now.
I mean, we always have been. It just hasn't been highlighted like it should. You know, we've had black inventors. You know, we've had black doctors,
investors,
you know, surgeons, you know, black millionaires. You know, I mean, so, I mean, and it's not even the fact that they're black, but you know, that they look like us, you know, allows us to know that it's possible.
Oh yeah, they're,
you know,
representation.
You know, I mean, because I mean, and if you're listening to this and you don't believe that, then go look up the like 50th wealthiest people like in America or something like that, and you be I bet you over half that list is white.
Yeah, at least.
So, like, that's my whole point. Like, you think of rich black people, who do we think about? Like Oprah, Tyler Perry,
LeBron James.
Yeah, celebrities basically. You know, who come from like an acting, entertainment, because all of that at the end of the day is entertainment and sports. Yeah. You know, I mean, you have to look really hard to find someone who's like wealthy because of something they invented.
Yeah. Like, I don't know too many black doctors that's, you know, famous.
No.
You know,
unless it's like, I hate to say it, but like from what, a reality show or something?
Yeah, they have them on there, but even that just recently became a thing, you know, as far as having doctors on reality shows. But now they got reality show for everything, so
which I do not watch. I don't watch reality show. I never got into it.
I mean, it doesn't make sense because they're scripted.
Yeah, I was
so
like,
how is it reality?
That's the funny. I think it was I think that's the joke behind it. Like, we call it reality TV.
It's like, how? But
even though we know, yeah, we all know. I mean, so I think just being an individual, knowing that I have, like, we have stereotypes to be, you know. Yeah. I hate to say it, we do. Yeah. Like, there's stereotypes. I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes that we have to beat. That people look at when they look at us. You know, being big black men.
Oh yeah, man.
I can't. tell you like how many times if I had a quarter for every time somebody asked me if I play football.
Bruh, I was so sick of that growing up. Like, man.
Like, even now, like, I still get that. Like, you play football? Or sometimes, do you play football? Well, exactly. I mean, they know better now most of the time, because especially when I'm in my work clothes. But, yeah. But, like, if I'm just out, they'll be like, you play football? Like, they don't never ask me, are you a doctor?
Okay, like,
or something.
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
I'm like
and it's weird, bruh, because, like, that's literally what they were doing back in slavery days. They judged us on our physical prowess. Like, you would be a good worker, you know, that's a big boy. He could do some good work. So it's sort of like even bridging to that, man. And I'm like
that whole mindset is still within. I mean, it's not, and we ain't just talking about white people either. Our people be on that humbug too. Oh yeah. You know, I mean, they don't even think about it. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, I've had uncles, cousins, all of them. Like, man,
it's annoying.
Yeah, man. Like, there's so many, and it's weird. All of the negative stereotypes about us get highlighted way more than the positive.
True.
You know, like, like we don't get highlighted for our music, and it's weird. Like, our culture, there's so many people that take it and then sort of brand it like they just discovered this new thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was a whole deal with cornrows, and who was it? Somebody called them something different and like presented them as something else. I don't know if it was Kylie Jenner or somebody like that.
Sounds like something she do though.
But like, I was like, what? It was like, this is a new hairstyle. I was like, what? Cornrows? What you talking about? Like, man, it's so crazy what, you know, people have stolen from black people. And it's weird. They take all the good parts about us. You know, it's like whenever we have something to ourselves and it's fun and it's, you know, they have to be like, well, I want to play too. Like, bro, y'all got everything.
Yeah, right.
Like y'all see a new toy, y'all want it. And it's like, man.
It's just funny, you know, like, you'll have like, so you got like 10 white people, right? And then you got 10 color, like any color, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, chances are more of them white people are gonna be successful.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way, let me rephrase that.
They'll be set up.
They'll be set up to success more.
Yeah.
Whereas more of the color people are gonna have to work harder for it.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you may have one or two in that color in that group of white people that's gonna end up having to work as hard. Yeah. But for the most part, and this is what people don't understand, nobody's saying that there's white people out there that don't have to work hard or end up having to work from the bottom. I mean, but when it comes right down to it,
you have a better chance.
Like, you have a better chance just because of the skin color, because that's how the people who work in those types of places, that's how they operate. Now, are we blaming you for that? Not well. I know some people do. Some people. I mean, but that's not necessarily. I'm not gonna blame every white person I see because,
man.
I mean, because that doesn't solve anything. You know.
Yeah, man. Like, it's a lot, you know, and it's weird. Like, I think even as black people, sometimes we carry our whole race. Like, I think I heard someone say we're the only race of people who feel like we have to carry our whole race. Like, we have to represent everybody. You know, like,
I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of people out there that I don't want represent me.
Exactly.
Especially in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, man. Like, we got some foolish black people out here that, you know, I'd be like, they ain't speaking for me.
Yeah, I'm
like,
I don't.
You know, you got your Kanye's and your Candace Owens. I'm like, no, you ain't talking for me. Like, you know, but it's just like, you know, I think we said this in a previous episode. You know, I think me and you both, we had to be like the, you know, where white people was like, oh, you the good black people. And it's like, no, I'm just me.
No, I'm just a black man.
Exactly.
You know, I got sent
Exactly.
just like my homeboy over here.
Yeah,
What's your
like,
problem?
Like, man, it'd be like, man, it's weird how people can see, you know, me or you and be like, oh yeah, they're cool, but then look at someone else like they just degenerates. Like, no, look at him the same way you look at me and Matt. Like, you know, like,
no, I mean, I understand, you know, because I mean, we have to be honest about one thing: stereotypes. A lot of times exist for a reason.
Oh yeah. Some of them are definitely based on truth.
Yeah, so I mean, but you have to take it. It is a case by case basis. What we're saying is you can't judge a book by its cover. You know, just because he's wearing a hoodie doesn't mean he's a thief or a drug dealer or some mess like that.
Shoot, it was cold today. I wore my hoodie.
I'm like, bro, you better have been wearing a hoodie, boy. It was too. it was.
Shit.
I felt that chill deep down, but I was like, God, dog, especially when that wind was blowing.
Oh yeah, man. So like, being black, we love it, but at the same time, there comes times where we feel, you know, unappreciated, where we feel we're not valued, we're not cared for the same way. Like, there's so many things, so many obstacles we have to like just hurdle over. But you know, that's what our whole culture has been about, overcoming our obstacles. You know, of course there's a lot of people that's in struggle, but they're still making it. You know, they're not where they want to be, but they're still making it.
Yeah, they're getting it.
Like, we don't give up, man. We like, our quit it takes a lot, man, for us to just totally give up.
Too legit.
You know, I've seen so many people that's been in poverty for years when they could have given up a long time ago and be like, man, I'm just finna go live on the streets. But no, they're still pushing. They're still trying to do better. You know, they may not have the knowledge in order to live a better quality of life, but they're not giving up. You know, they gonna do whatever it takes. Like, we have that hustle mentality. Like, that's why you see a lot of people who aren't black, you know, if they struggle on hard times, it's like the end of the world to them. You know, like, I think even when this pandemic started, like, a lot of us were like, oh, like, I think, what was it? The recession. When the recession started, and we were like, oh, it's a recession? We ain't noticed. Like,
we been on.
Like, man, it's like, oh, I mean, oh, if you say so. Like, for real. Like, we become numb to, you know, not having to struggle. You know, like, it feels like it's sometimes part of our blood. Like, we just know how to make do with what we have. But yeah, man, like, it's a lot to be black, but I am proud to be black. And one reason I'm proud to be black is this moment in black history. So, today, every episode this month, we're going to highlight, you know, either an important time or important event or an important thing that, you know, relates to black culture. And this one deals with black business. So, if you don't know, there's a thing called Black Wall Street that was back in the day. So,
100 years ago, to be exact.
Literally 100 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'll read, you know, what it was all about. So in 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood District was known as Black Wall Street.
That's crazy to me because I don't even think I've ever met any black people from Oklahoma.
Oh no, man! Like, like I think after this event, it's sort of like, you know,
yeah, they probably got on up out of there. But.
Yeah, but you know, Black Wall Street was one of the most prosperous African American communities in the United States. But on May 31st, on that year, you know, the Tulsa Tribune reported that a black man, Dick Rowland, attempted to rape a white woman, Sarah Page. Whites in the area refused to wait for the investigative process to play out. So, you know them same jokers that were storming the Capitol? It was probably some of them.
It was probably some of they
ancestors.
The ones that was storming the Capitol. These people right here, that's their great grandparents.
Yeah. So they refused to wait for, you know, a trial and for the legal system to take place. So, you know,
they called themselves fighting for the virtue of the white woman.
Yeah. So pretty much what they did, they just had a lot of violence, man. And 35 city blocks went up in flames and 300 people died. Like, literally, they took these blocks. Like, you thought the rioting was bad during the Black Lives Matter protests and all of that? No. Like, they literally burned a portion of the city. And, you know, at the defense of this white female who was expressed motivation for collective racial violence. You know, a lot of people have different accounts of what happened. But yeah, like, they literally burned down the town. Well, that section. And, you know, like, it was just a lot, man. And I think, like, after they took that much of a blow, it sort of discouraged black people being successful, man. Like, for to see your whole businesses, like, pretty much they snuffed out all of their representation in a couple of days, man. Like, you had a whole street of thriving black businesses, but in just
40 acres worth, to
40
be exact.
acres of nothing but black. Like, you had a full community,
and it was hated
with a passion.
And this is what made it work. the black people were working together.
They were
building each other up.
Yes, they were spinning black.
And this is what tripped me out.
Black.
You had the white people who were not doing as well. They saw them doing so good and were mad, where instead of putting their resources together and doing the same thing, you never know, they could have gotten together and made some stuff happen.
Exactly.
But instead, they rather put their resources together to be terrorists.
And you know what, man? Like, I understand rape is real. It is real. But to burn down a whole almost like community because of rape. And
let's be honest about one thing. At that time, the chances of a black man being foolish enough to try and rape a white woman, knowing what they were doing to black people at that time, like, not saying he didn't do it
exactly,
but for him to be crazy enough to try it, when I mean, a black man just looking at a white woman the wrong way could have got him beaten to death,
killed on spot, man, like, straight up. So,
I mean, and these fools went out. They took it to a few levels, the next few levels, and decided to start bombing everything with kerosene and nitroglycerin.
Yeah, man, and like it, and you know what? To bring it back to today, it shows you that some people just want a reason.
They look for any reason. This is my issue with a lot of people in guns, because I see on social media where people are like, just let y'all know, y'all come to me in my area with this, you getting shot. Like, people are looking for a reason to shoot somebody.
Like, they want to.
Like it's like a turn on, a weird turn on for them. I'm like, oh, give me a reason, please.
Yeah,
give
like
me a
I
reason.
get to pull out my
I get to shoot them up today. It's like these people are weird like that. And what's even crazier is they're dumb enough to put it on social media.
Oh yeah, man. Like
the not so subtle warnings, like please, I have no problem shooting.
Yeah,
come over.
Like I got a full artillery.
Walk this way. I'ma blast you.
Yeah, man. Like
these are the type of people we dealing with right now.
Yeah, these are the people who shoot first and ask questions later.
Some of them shoot first and never ask questions.
Yeah,
that's how we got a mod Aubrey.
I mean, it ain't even self-defense no more, man. It's just like it's crazy. It's just crazy. But yeah, man, like I think even just that event, like before that event, it just showed us how powerful we are, man. Like we could easily do the same thing today, but I think we've been so divided over the years that you really have to grab people who are, focused and have the same mindset. And not competition,
Dig this, bro. I was just reading a little bit more. This is mind y'all now, this is 100 years ago.
Yeah, literally.
Now, according to accounts, police disregarded due process, arresting blacks and interning them in detention camps. Meanwhile, no whites were arrested.
None.
This is 100 years ago.
Man.
A century, a buck.
Yeah.
$1.
Sort of reminds me of the Capitol riot. Although later on they got arrested, some of them, we don't know if they got let go or not, because they won't be telling us that part.
They don't tell you everything.
Yeah, but like they were in there taking pictures with them.
But I mean, it just goes to show you what am I comparing really? I mean, we know last year that when things were getting broken and destroyed, which I'm not condoning, people got gassed.
Yeah.
People got beat up.
Bruh, that was even without, them destroying anything. Like,
because I mean,
a lot of them were peacefully protesting.
Like, even at the peaceful protest, they got gassed when wasn't it what Trump wanted to take a doggone picture at a church or something like that. And I don't even think there was a riot going on that day.
Nah.
I could be wrong, but I mean, the point is, what we know is that when stuff was getting destroyed at the Capitol. Breaking windows and stuff like that.
They ain't sitting.
Nobody got gassed. Nobody got attacked. Nobody got anything. Like it was like V for Vendetta when they all walked up with the V mask on.
Yeah.
He was like, what should we do? They just let him walk right by him.
Oh yeah.
Like
man.
in the movie, and that's basically what happened at the Capitol.
Yeah.
And this was 100 years ago.
100.
Things really ain't changed that much, man.
No.
Only thing, far as I can tell, the only thing that's changed, we got cell phones and faster cars.
Yeah, like it's not too much. Like when it comes to racial divide or prejudice, like man, it's not too much has really changed.
They get mad when we talk about having black on this, black on that. I mean, why? I mean, there's so much. I mean, because a lot of the biggest things around here are already white on. So I mean, what you mad about?
Exactly. Like
I mean, Latinos, they want to own stuff too. I mean,
shoot, man.
I mean, like why shouldn't they have it? Let them have it. I'm like, why y'all so mad? Y'all, I'm like, and it's always like the lower class. It's funny. Like, it's always the lower class.
What you mean? Black on
my bootstraps, like, bro. I'm about to take your straps and slap you with them, bro. Like,
yeah, like man, like. I'm like, you can come spend money here too.
I'm like, yeah, look, we said it's black owned. We ain't say we only serve black people.
Yeah,
y'all come get some of this.
It's black owned, not black only.
Like, yeah, we don't roll like y'all.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like we're special people, man. Like even through all the the hurt, the depression, like oppression, like all of that, and we still have a mindset to be driven, man. Like, you know, this is happening, like we said, over 100 years plus, you know, and we still have the mindset to keep going, to keep driving, to keep hoping for better, you know. Even if we don't see it in our lifetime, we believe that change will happen.
Yeah, I'm striving. Everything we doing right now, we're doing for the next generation.
Oh yeah, man. Like I'm doing this for my future kids. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I do plan on enjoying the benefits, but also this is we setting up for the future.
Exactly, man. We can't leave our kids in the same state. And I always had this thought that it would take all of the I don't even know how I want to put this, for certain people to die out in order for, you know, our world to get better. But man, it's being passed along. Like certain ideals and traditions, they're being passed on to this new generation. You know, we starting to see all these TikTok videos that are racist. Like, you know, it's being shown in kids, man. Like some of the stuff growing up was racist.
Yeah,
like,
we just
man,
didn't realize it at the time.
No, man, like.
That's why you gotta look at what your kids are watching.
Yeah, man.
Be attentive to what it is they're looking at.
Yeah.
And they spend their time doing.
Yeah. Man, I had a friend who, you know, he was black, but we hung out with a lot of white guys. And he didn't realize that, you know, although he acted like them, although he, you know, hung out with them, did the things that they did, that they hated his guts. Like, they hated him. And he didn't even realize it, man. Like, it's crazy how it's so easy for them to integrate into our culture, but when we try to do it, it's met with hatred and, you know, like just pure anger, man. Like look at what's the boy name? Lil Nas X. He wrote a country song and that joker was stoned. Like, that ain't real country. But I'm like, you know, it sound country to me. And like, shoot, Snoop Dogg has made country music. So I'm like, what's the difference?
I mean, well, all I'm gonna say about that is, I mean, there are black country stars and they're not trashed. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't consider that song country either. Yeah. The only country thing about it was the fact that Old Buddy was on it. Like, if he hadn't been on it, it didn't really sound like country.
But you know what though? They were fine with it until it got #1 on the Billboard charts.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I can see why they hate. I mean, because I don't even know what he's saying in that song, so I'm not even gonna like. I don't even. I just know it was a catchy tune. So I mean, most country. The thing I appreciate always about country music is the story it tells. That song wasn't talking about squat, so that's probably why they were mad. Because the state of hip hop leaked over into country music for a moment there. Like, I mean, because that's pretty much, I mean, what rap is today is they don't be talking about squat.
Oh yeah, bro.
I mean, and he wasn't talking about squat in that song. So, but I mean, shoot, whatever. I don't listen to country music anyway.
Me either.
Oh man.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. But you know, like I said, like we said, we're gonna be coming every week. We're gonna have another thing, Black history, to talk about. If you're black, drop what you like about being black. Down in the comments. If you're not black, drop what you like about black folks in the comments. And if you don't like it, you know what you can do. Stay away from the foolishness.
Stay away from the foolishness.
Speaking of which, y'all already know what time it is.
Oh, yes.
It is Miss Me with the foolishness. Yo. Bro, I'm going to let you talk about this one, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, this is from the New York Post. So this wife reportedly stabbed her husband after confusing old pictures of themselves having sex. So, now this was a Mexican woman. She flew into a rage and stabbed her husband because she found old pictures of them together and thought he was with another woman. Like, he found the pictures on his phone, and she got upset because she thought it was someone else. Like, how you not notice that that's you? Well, I mean, the way she looked, I can understand because hopefully there was some change from back then. But how you get mad or stab someone because they're you? Like, how you get confused? How you not know your body? How you not see that that's you?
See, this is, you know, I've heard that when, you know, people get married, that, you know, they don't do what they once did. Some couples, you know, they don't dress the way they once did. You know, they don't do the things with each other like they did when they were dating or when they first got married. They change. They get complacent. And I ain't gonna lie, in this photo right here, she looks pretty complacent to me. You know, she was probably a little wild, a little young wild thing. She done let herself go.
Yeah, man.
Go to the point where she couldn't even recognize herself anymore.
She was younger, thinner, and had on makeup, so she don't even do her face no more. She just was like, I'm married.
Whose fault is that?
She had the mentality, I'm married now, so she just let everything.
So apparently well, that's not apparent. It's not in the article, but I'm just gonna speculate for a little bit. You know, she probably was suspecting him of cheating in the first place.
Yeah.
For her to go off like that.
Yeah, man. Like, good gracious, like you.
That's the deep end.
You stabbed this man, like, cause it was you. Like, that's about as bad as getting mad at someone for having a dream of them cheating, or, you know.
Yeah, didn't we just talk about that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think that was one of the last ones.
Yeah, you know, she dreamed he cheated on her.
So immersed in his dream, they woke up and stabbed him. Like, what's up with these women stabbing folks over speculation? Like, do your fact checks.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know, like,
man.
Like, how insecure do you have to be to want to stab somebody because of a dream you had?
Yeah.
How it just goes to show you, man. People are really off.
Mean, to be honest, if you want to stab me for any reason, no matter if it was true or not, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah, y'all should like break up.
That's some anger
immediately.
Like, that is ridiculous. Like, I don't want no parts of that. Yeah, like, to be able to not control yourself, that you want to, like, cause bodily harm.
Yeah, that's deep right there, boy.
Man.
Deep rooted issues.
Yeah, like, go to therapy. Like, cause that's a lot, man. Like, that is, like you said, deep rooted issues,
and it's out there. Like, I've seen them. I've seen them in action. Like, but I ain't gonna lie. Most of the times I saw it, like, fam was cheating.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you should not allow yourself to be allow someone to have that much power over you, where you find yourself wanting to cause them bodily harm. Because they weren't faithful. Like, simply because, I mean, think about your future. What if you got kids?
Exactly.
Like, Who's gonna take care of them? The cheetah?
Yeah.
Really?
Like you literally throw away your life, you know, when you commit an act like that, you know, even if the person was in the wrong, like they win.
Yeah, they win.
Like,
guess what?
If you getting a divorce, they gonna get that money.
And they still gonna do what they wanna do while you locked up.
Locked up looking foolish. Like, man, that's why you gotta have a level head at times. You can't,
all
you know.
time.
Yeah, like you really got to be like learn how to process stuff, you know. I think a lot of times we're breeded to just react and respond instead of thinking about our action, thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like
be wise.
Yeah, be wise. Like, you know, take your time with it. You know, like, cause just think, like, I think she immediately found that phone and immediately went for a weapon. Like, where does your thought process?
I'm like, you ain't recognize that your husband looked a little younger?
Like, yeah, like
unless he's been taking care of himself and she hasn't.
Yeah. I mean, like, still, like, come on, fam. Like, cause women are investigators.
Yeah,
they gonna look at like, who is this chick? Like, what her hair look like? Like, they gonna investigate.
Well, you know what? At the same time, given the pictures, these were pictures of them in the act. So,
oh well, yeah, she might not.
Like, yeah, I saw that means they were. That means they were naked, like already in the pic. So, yeah, boy, she really done let herself go. She done really let herself go.
That is crazy, man.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's true.
You really do.
That is true. My goodness gracious.
Have y'all ever allowed someone to have that much power over you to where, like, you know, they hurt you and you just wanted to do something physically malicious. Hurt them?
Yeah, man. Like that's unfathomable to me. Like, even my enemies, I don't want to hurt them. You know, in my head, I may have some, you know, thoughts. But as far as the act on that, no, man. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, I got to live my life. Like, I got a future to think of. Like, I be really looking at these consequences before I act, man. Because I ain't trying to go to jail for nobody.
You got to. You got to think about it.
Yeah, man.
So, I guess that's to close out. Just want to say, be mindful. You always be mindful. There's a lot of people that like to try and like goad you into a situation. And like, I can't even think, like, tell you how many times I've had somebody like try and like just say a little something, you know, to try and get a rise out of me or something. Oh, like that, man. You know, so I mean, people do it, you know, for no other reason than just to see you fall.
Yeah, man.
You know, misery loves company, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy how people really can focus on, you know, they don't even have to have a reason for why they hate you. They just do it because that's what they've been trained to do. That's the narrative that they've been presented, that they're supposed to not like you because of your skin, because of, you know, and some don't like you because they got issues in themselves. Yeah. It may not even be about race, but they don't like themselves. And so they take that out on you. So yeah, it's a lot, you know. Like we said before, we proud to be black, man. Like, I'm proud of our history, you know. And like we said before, like, it all hasn't been, you know, flowers and daisies, but like, our people have really come through. You know, we know how to make it. We know how to strive and pursue and be consistent in whatever is presented to us. But yeah, man, you got anything else to add?
No, you can follow me at Matthew Priest on Facebook, Matthew_E_Priest on Instagram, and I'm President MP on Snapchat and Twitter.
Oh yeah, you can follow me at The Chase Harder on all social media platforms.
So y'all be tuning in. You know, I think we should get a guest this month, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
get a
we can
guest
pull
this
that
month.
off.
Yeah, we're gonna get a guest this month.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got any suggestions? Y'all drop it in the comments.
Oh yeah.
Y'all get with us. Y'all stay safe out there.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, once again, I am Matt P.
And I'm Jeremy Chase.
One time.
Yes, sir.